this is Marie with Petaldriven, and today we're going to be making a holiday centerpiece. We'll be using Nandina foliage. At this time of year, we've got green and orange and burgundy tones, and also some lovely orangish red berries. We'll also be using Magnolia greens. Magnolia famously has the green front and then the soft brown back of the leaves. This will be perfect for the holidays. We'll also be using some eucalyptus for some length and also to bring that kind of dusty silvery blue into the arrangement. We also have red hypericum berries. These are such a nice pop of color and they're pretty inexpensive. I also got some kale. I've got a darker purple one and a lighter purple. This brings in more of a harvesty sort of vibe. Some white scabiosa for some lightness and texture. Tiffany Roses, these are a beautiful peach color. Preserved lunaria is a very delicate little detail. And lastly, dry nigella. I'm designing today with a short cylinder vase. The reason I'm using this short vase instead of a tall one is because I'm using this arrangement as a centerpiece. And I also want things to splay out to the sides. If I were to use a tall vase like this, the stems could get squished together and it wouldn't splay open like I'd like it to. If you put them in like this, they kind of all get squished because the vase is so tall. But when it's short, they have the room to go out to the sides, and that's the look I want. I'm going to begin designing using my Nandina foliage, and I'm going to use it to spread out to the sides all around this centerpiece to mark how far out I want my centerpiece to go. Notice I put it all the way around. I didn't make it longer on one side because I'm going to use this on a round table. So I don't want it to spread out to the sides. I want it to be kind of a nice round shape without being perfectly round, if that makes sense. We want it to be a little bit more whimsical. Next, I'm going to use my chunky Magnolia Leaves. Now, this is taller than I need it to be for my arrangement. So I am not going to waste these lower leaves. I'm going to cut this so that I can use these top ones and the bottom ones, and they'll look like separate stems. I was actually able to get 3 out of that, so that is a winner. See how much fuller this looks just with one stem of Magnolia added? It's really a nice filler foliage. Nice and thick, nice and chunky, and it's a really long stem. Now let's use this eucalyptus to have some elements popping up out of the design. We've got it full of foliage. Now let's add in our focal flowers. These Tiffany Roses are beautiful. They come with what is called guard petals on the outside. And see how it's a little bit crinkly looking? So I'm just going to remove the outside guard petals so it looks nice, crisp, and clean. I'm going to use 5 of these Tiffany Roses all around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's coming together a little bit now that we've got these beautiful roses in here. Now let's add in 3 stems of our kale. I'm going to place the kale in kind of a triangle shape in the middle of the arrangement in between the roses. 1, 2, 3. Now let's bring in our white scabiosa. It's got those green centers, so it's a really nice pull between the green foliage and the lightness of these roses. And it's also just a nice little ruffly texture. Next up is our berries. Remember, we have hypericum and Nandina berries. So these next to each other are such a beautiful contrast. The Nandina berries are small and they're lighter, more orangey, and the Hypericum berries are bigger but a little bit darker. So when you have colors that are similar but not quite the same, it brings in some beautiful depth into the arrangement. It doesn't look so flat, and you kind of are going all across the color palette, which is really beautiful. So let's poke these in and watch the magic happen. Our last element is our dried things. Remember, we have Lunaria and Nigella. So these last details are going to look so delicate and so perfect for the holidays. Watch how this transforms. And here she is, your completed holiday centerpiece.